On April 2nd, 2018, the popular music streaming service Spotify went public. And after that, we had a very different understanding of just how much their brand was worth. But how and why does a company go from private to public? IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. It's sometimes called a stock market launch, and it's the thing that transforms a privately owned company into a publicly owned company. Usually the company needs a little help from institutional investors. That would be a bank or an insurance company that would help them get listed on the major stock exchanges. But they could also do what Spotify did and just take the offering right to the people. Once they're listed, people can start buying shares of stock. It's like owning a little piece of that company, and it's more about your confidence in their success than their ability to make you rich. This process is great for a lot of companies because it puts them on the map and boosts the recognition of their brand. And by selling shares of stock, they can make a whole lot of money. Going public isn't for everyone though. Imagine you live in a city with a few local craft breweries. I know that's hard to picture these days, right? But stay with me. So you have this tiny little brewery. It's just a small family-owned business, but they're doing pretty well, and they're content with the number of customers they have. The owner would probably never take his business public. It'd be too expensive and time-consuming, and it probably wouldn't be worth it. Also, it wouldn't really be a family business anymore. But let's pretend there's another brewery down the street, and they've got a very different idea of where their business is going. Every year, it seems like they're growing and growing and growing, and eventually, they make it big and decide to take the company public. They've got the money, the distribution power, and now they're a nationally known brand. So for them, it's probably a good decision. Okay, so aside from the size of the company, their goals, and the expense of an IPO, why would some companies choose to stay private? Well, going public can be really profitable, but it's also extremely risky. When the tech bubble burst in the early 2000s, a lot of publicly owned internet companies took a hit, and many went bankrupt. The app developers behind Candy Crush had one of the most disappointing IPOs of 2014. Investors simply had doubts about whether they'd be able to duplicate the success of their first big game. Even some of the most well-known companies of today are holding out. SpaceX is an incredibly valuable private company, but Elon Musk and the crew refuse to go public. They've even said in the past that they won't even consider it until they're regularly flying people to Mars. So, going public can make a company loads of cash, or it could drive it into the ground. It's all kind of a gamble, and it's a risk that not everyone is willing or able to take. So in theory, anyone could go public. You've just got to decide, is it worth it?